Hello, 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 hello. This time we're with our hungry little friend who seems to choke on at least one of these things. I think that's why he gets all yelly anyway. Ugh, can't get it down. Fat bastard he is. Anyway, so this time we're doing a getting started or legendary start guide. I've got to stop calling it getting started. Legendary start guide for Throt the Unclean in Clan Mulder. So, what does Throt have that all of the other Skaven everywhere don't have? One, clearly a ravenous appetite. Two, 3 arms. And he also has, for his faction, suitable climate frozen. He has access to the Flesh Lab. He has plus 10% hit points for all characters. He's immune to mountain attrition. Construction cost minus 50 for breeding stock, pits of the Packmasters, force feeding chambers, and lab buildings. And he has upkeep effects of minus 20% for wolf rats, rat ogres, mutant rat ogres, brood horrors, and help hit abominations. He has regeneration, and he has plus 10 armor for wolf rats, rat ogres, mutant rat ogres, brood horrors, help hit abominations for his army. Oh, and people say Skaven get everything. I don't know what you're talking about. What doesn't he have? He doesn't have a Chaos Warrior. Oh wait, no, he can get a Chaos Warrior. Anyway, so he starts with a Mutant Rat Ogre, some Wolf Rats. I believe they're going to be mutated as well, which is a bit annoying, but meh. And a unit of Rat Ogres. As usual, I'll be doing this on Legendary, very hard Legendary, because otherwise it wouldn't be much of a Legendary start guide, probably. And also, as always, everything shown here can be used in the lower difficulties. You'll just have less things like penalties for public order and things like that. So things will be slightly easier, and the battles should be slightly easier as well. Oh, excuse me. Not that the battles are particularly difficult to start with when it comes to Throt. It's a good idea to fight a few of them manually though, which I will be doing. Get out of that. That can go away. All of the things can go away. Go away, go away. Not you, the viewers. You shouldn't go away. You should subscribe. Yes. That's right. I'll throw that in here nice and early for once. I always forget to. Normally I forget to say it later on. Alright, so you start with a Packmaster, Conrich Scuttle. In this case he's determined, so he's got the worst possible trait he could have got, really, because it's shit. But that doesn't matter. We'll pop in the Packmaster into Throt's army, and I will show you some of the army soon enough. First thing I will show you is things like, so you start with 100 mutagen, which you use to mutate your fellas. You can't mutate heroes and lords. And you've got a growth fat mechanic. So the growth fat slowly fills up with growth juice, which they squeeze out of their enemies. And you go into your flesh lab. So as you get more growth juice, you can do things like here. This little button here will allow you to do things, and you'll be able to get things like either it'll essentially do a spawning of something depending on how high you get. Now, I never suggest doing it at this rate or here. You want to do it at a minimum of 800 plus. You can occasionally have it where it will skip through one, which can occasionally be a bit annoying. Now, when you're actually using mutagen, you've got your infantry. As you can see, a lot of these are locked at the moment because you unlock them as you use them. So you can mutate your infantry, or you can mutate your monsters. Now, depending on what you want to do, I suggest always going for cellular instability, which you can't get right now, but them's the breaks. So what we want to do on our shittier units, oh yes, that's the other thing I should say. if it goes wrong, which as you can see, 10% chance every time you use it goes up, you can get an instability. So you can see the instability is 50% chance gain in more instabilities. You get 50% growth juice. Oh, you get 50 growth juice for destroying it, and future augments cost minus 50 as well. But they also have a lower replenishment rate, and they actually, and part of your instability when you're on the battlefield, I think it will show it here, you actually damage yourself down to 75% hit points. So if you've got something that also has regen, like a, I don't know, a Brood Horror for example, and they have an instability, they'll actually get down to 75% health, and that's where the instability and your regen will fight each other until you run out of regen, and then they'll just have 75% health. So that's a bit fucked up, but it is what it is. Now, so because we want to start making our way towards cellular instability, let's start giving some stuff to a few of these fellas. So as you can see, we unlock stuff as we go. We made them unstable, but that's not too bad. They're only wolf rats. Wolf rats. Yeah. Now we'll go with these guys. We've still got 25%. That's not a bad one to give to the mutant rat ogre, but that's alright. Yeah, we're doing okay there. That's fine. So basically that's them mutated to start with. We'll do some research because we can do that. We'll go into Hell Pit and let's get some stuff building. We want growth, and mostly want exotic animals because you get extra growth juice per turn with them. And growth juice is awesome. Now, let's go fight some dwarves. Why not? We're going to fight this battle just because we want to be able to use this as a sack city. So we don't want to take too many casualties. Oh, excuse me if I'm making weird noises. It's because I hurt my back a couple of days ago, and if you watch any of my other videos, you'll hear me mention it there as well. I just cannot move properly, so I'm in quite a lot of pain while I'm making this one. So I unfortunately don't have regen like our friend Throt does. So in the end, I'm just in massive pain instead. Alright, so the dwarves will move to a nice defensive position over there. We'll rearrange ourselves and move up on them. Yep, just outside of their crossbow range, that's good. Now, let's get everyone going. Get you all coming up. You on them. You as well. And you three can go on them. And away we go. As you can see, our unstable ones are losing a fair bit of health there. And it is quite a pain in the bum. They'll get to 75% and that'll stop. Well, up until they actually get into a fight. Ain't too far away. Go ready! Yeah. Oh, they just fucking halted him, didn't they? There we go, that's the way. You get into them. Over here, they're doing very badly, but the reinforcements are on the way. Let's send them around the back. Speaking of around the back, let's do a summon. Because can't have your overpowered units not being overpowered. So we got ourselves some nifty rat ogre summons as well. You might as well just jump in that little group over there. We're smashing them up nicely here. What are you doing? You don't really look like you're fighting anything. You are, but you know, don't look like it. And that is them very quickly falling to pieces as they are surrounded and crunched by all of the ratties. Good work, ratties. Nice, easy battle. Now, the other thing is, if you do auto-resolve that, it is a close victory, and you won't actually get Throt and his Packmaster upper level. So, I do suggest definitely manually doing that one. As you can see, they don't actually take a lot of losses from that, but I think the multiple shocks from being charged by so many things with charge bonuses sort of kicks them into gear a bit. Got a bit of food, a bit of money, and oh, we got an item. Oh, we got skull. Nice. He doesn't need it, but still nice. Now we get our growth juice. Delicious. Now we don't actually. Oh well, in my opinion, you don't want Kazan board Karag, so it's actually going to be a sack city for a bit, and to stop them from getting a new lord, because that just makes the battles a bit more awkward. Pop them a bit close, just like that. Now it seems like what that also should do is stop them from being able to get any troops back, but for some reason it doesn't. So there was a little bit of debate on the Reddit about what commandments to use, and for your ratties, I always use exploitative planning. The others just don't really do it for me. I mean, a bit more growth would be nice, but meh, we'll be fine. Turn 1 complete. Basically, what we've now got, we've got a little sack city. We want to sack it for about the next 4 or 5 turns. You'll know when to stop sacking it. It's quite actually easy to know when to stop. Now you can actually start just auto-resolving. You'll notice that you'll still lose quite a lot doing it though. I think yeah, so you actually still lose a fair bit. So, do that one just this once. Ooh. Actually, that's not... having 35% fire resistance isn't bad. Because he has the regeneration, it'll actually give him fire vulnerability as well. So having a bit of fire resistance isn't too bad. Now, I meant to do this last time to show off Throt a bit. Now, most of his stuff is the same as almost every other Skaven warlord. It's the usual blue line that's got things like Quartermaster, Fear Renown, Lightning Strike, that sort of stuff. Ancient Cunning's where I go first, then I normally go with Looter. You don't really need bonded service. You're not really going to do a lot of recruiting. That's where this growth mechanic comes in. But I always like to have Quartermaster and Renowned and Feared. These two are basically the same as all of the other Skaven ones. They do have Verminous Valor, which I think is used in a few of them. I don't remember if that's actually in the Warlords, but nice little explosion to damage your enemies. Nothing wrong with that. You can get him a Brood Horror mount, which is always good. This is his special line, where you can get Remolded, which will throw heals at some of your guys. Wouldn't bother using them on Brood Horrors because they've got regeneration, but very good if you've got some Mutant Rat Ogres in your army, and I will show you a reason for that in just a moment. And along here, you've also got things like extra growth juice and better damage. The extra growth juice is faction-wide, so that's actually quite good. This one is also very good because that's more growth juice, again, faction-wide, and casualty replenishment rate and income from post-battle loot. You definitely want that. This one, I don't really worry too much about it. Perfect Vigor's nice for him, but I don't think it's really necessary. And there might be better things you want to put points into. Master of the Mutated is very, very good because you are essentially going to be going for, in my opinion, a Brood Horror stack. But again, you don't have to. That's just my opinion, and I know there's other people out there with the same opinion. But just because there's a lot of people with the same opinion doesn't mean you can play it. You don't have to play it the way everybody says. Oh, you have to play it this way. No, play it how you enjoy playing it. I just enjoy playing it with exploding giant rats. It's hilarious. But yeah, missile resistance, weapon strength, and melee defense for your big bad ass mutants. And finally, you can get some extra hit points, ward save, and you get an extra use of your beast pack, and it lowers its cooldown. So being able to summon a group of rat ogres twice is pretty handy. You've also got things like warpstone weapon, the usual things up here. Now, you've got his 2 items. Creature Killer, which is pretty good for killing stuff. And it gives a bonus versus large for things and that sort of stuff when you want to use it. And you get Whip of Domination, which is a quest that starts at rank 5. That gives you more movement range, more melee attack, more leadership, all that sort of stuff. Though the charge bonus for Skaven Slaves units is pretty useless. Got to say. But one of the things that's so good about the Whip of Domination, and the reason why you want to do that quest, is because that also gets you the special hero Gorich. So definitely go for that quest. Now, Packmaster has some nice violent-y stuff going on. The main reason you want so many of them is carrot and stick. So rank 10 minus 10 upkeep for all of your big baddies, and recruit rank more for them as well. And you also get casualty replenishment rate for them, so that's really good, and it offsets the minus 15 you get with the mutate, the cellular instability. Though there's another one that actually reduces their upkeep and increases their replenishment rate as well, which I do suggest you get for your Brood Horrors. I'll show you that in a sec as well. So he can also ride a Brood Horror, which is awesome, and he also gets summons for wolf rats and poison wolf rats, and once you got a couple of points, and then that's 2 summons for each. So that is freaking awesome. So really, really good hero to have. And I forgot to actually put his points in, which for now is going to be more health. And as I was saying with that, so basically what you do want, in my opinion, for your big baddies is cellular instability, reduces your casualty replenishment rate, but also try and get them this one here, autotomy, yeah, autotomy. So that actually then increases their replenishment rates by 15% and reduces their upkeep. So you can actually end up with a very, very cheap army when you've got a few Packmasters and everything like that. Geez, I've been talking a lot this time, haven't I? Anyone would think I've been playing this overly much, which I have been. It's not really any diplomacy for you to do. I personally don't really worry too much about it. Let's just keep going. Now, as I was saying, with the Whip of Domination, you want to do that quest as soon as possible. It's a fairly easy battle. You've got to save Gorich from being destroyed by a Chaos Army. Once you've got enough Brood Horrors, it's quite an easy quest to do. This one, you need a Warlock Engineer for it. Don't go out of your way for it, in my opinion. You don't need a Warlock Engineer. Like, I honestly, I don't. I generally get a Warlock Engineer, because eventually you'll capture a city that'll already have a Warlock Engineer building in it, and get it then. Now this time, just because we lost some Red Ogres before, I am going to fight this manually. Should just be a nice quick battle because they're all half strength. And this way, when we come out of it, we should be able to just be happy chappies. And it really will show the difference between auto-resolving these ones and what I'm going to do this a slightly different way. Right, so as you can see, I've put them in locked groups. Why have I done that? Why, oh why? You go. So, you see, the dwarves are in a very... There's a small group of them, basically. So when you lock your group like so, and do a right click into the middle of their formation, that is where you will attack. So your boys will do an attack move, just like that. There we go. And as you can see, the dwarves are rapidly getting their asses kicked. Unsurprisingly, they've already fled. So, like I said, nice quick battle. Very minimal losses. Probably lost more of the wolf rats than we needed to, but I don't really care about them. Once the armies of Karakadrak turn up, we'll be fleeing in terror with our tails between our legs going, "Eee! Eee!" Just keep sacking. Yeah, we take their shinies, that's the way. So we do nothing, and then we encamp. And then we get troops back. Now, so if we'd actually auto-resolve that, they'd actually be down to about 10 rat ogres now. So it's just a bit annoying. More that, more that. Got that done. So that ends turn 3. Only 3 turns in, couple of battles. It's all pretty easy. He's a good guy. I like Throt. Now this is where Kislev starts harassing a little. Just a little bit. So we've got as much building as we can do there done at the moment. That's still a few turns off growing. That's fine. We'll just auto-resolve this one, and again, you just lose too many in my opinion. I don't think it's quite balanced properly, but... Blade of Corruption, eh? It's okay, I guess. And do nothing again. Plop him into that mode, and we'll start getting the Packmasters there summoned. So what I really love is it's like you're gonna end up with about 3 Packmasters in your army. So you're gonna end up with a shitload of summons. You're gonna end up with a shitload of wolf broodlords, and it just is crazy. Alright, no, we're not going to fight that battle. It's actually the first time I've managed to do an intercept there. So yeah, as you can see, it's about turn 5 now. We've now encountered the dwarves. Their armies. So what we're going to do is the great Skaven thing. We're going to flee. We probably could win that battle, yes, but yeah, I don't like walking either. That's probably one of the reasons I've got back problems right now. So we'll get him back over here. The dwarves won't follow. They just won't. You can literally just be at war with them now, and it means nothing. They're going to be at war with things like the Geomandry tribe and that sort of thing. They're honestly, you're not really going to see them from now on. You're pretty much done with the dwarves. You know? Just don't worry about them. So now what we want to do is expand the army a bit with some more wolf rats. So wolf rats are actually really good. They're really good when it comes to just surrounding stuff and just tearing it to pieces. I actually find they're good for taking out heroes and lords because they are armor piercing and there's just so many of them. And their attacks seem to be quite quick. So they just really tear up lords and heroes and that sort of thing. Now, I don't suggest going to war with Kislev straight away. I do suggest going to war with Kislev, just not straight away. Now, we do have enough there at the moment, which is fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop into ambush stance here. I've only got 15 in the army. So what I'm waiting to see is I'm waiting to see Kislev go to war with a couple of others. Normally they'll go to war with 2 or 3 other factions before, well, probably in the next end turn, I'd say. If my calculations are correct. Let's see, are they correct? Or are they not? Probably not, actually. Oh, there we go. So they're now at war with Ostermark. And they're also at war with the Varg. So basically what you've now got is Kislev at war with multiple enemies. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. So now they won't essentially send all of our forces against us when we go to war with them. But what we'll do is we're going to join.
To be honest, I'd rather be raiding, but you have my time.
So let's get a non-aggression pact. Why not? And we're going to join your war against Kislev. Isn't that a lovely idea? And you know what you should do? You should give us some money. Because why not?
No delay.
There we go. A few hundred gold. We joined a war. There we go. Lovely. And we made a chaos friend. Now again, this looks like it's all fine and dandy, but because we've actually got spearmen in there, they go anti-large. You've got a mutant rat ogre. Therefore, your mutant rat ogre is going to end up with lots of spears up his ass, which is uncomfortable. So unfortunately, we are going to fight this manually. But we have a giant horde of wolf rats. So this is not going to be a difficult battle. We'll be fine. Trust me. Trust me. I'm a doctor. I'm not a doctor at all. And you also shouldn't trust me. I could be very, very wrong. I know my wife doesn't trust me. Doesn't trust a thing I say. That's actually not true either. She actually trusts me quite a lot. Alright, well, let's use that same method as last time by just grouping our two things into locked groups. It's not actually something I normally do. Let's get you here. Let's get you guys up here. And we'll fast forward it a bit so that they get there faster. Right. Back to play, and we'll go for the middle of their formation, and also the middle of their formation. And away we go. Ah, yes, see, that's one of the problems with the locked group. Here you go, slowly. We don't want that. We want him to go fast. Come on, out the front you go. Come on, big boy. And from the Empire's position, you can see just the horde of rats spilling down on you. And I actually have got him charging at the spearmen. As you can see, they aren't going to do shit to him. Alright, let's now unlock those groups. Summon them. He's close enough, we'll summon them in as well. Come on. No, you're not going to summon them in? Fine. I want them summoned anyway, damn it. We don't need them, but that's not the point. More wolf rats. More everything. Destroy them. It's a beautiful sight. Just the horde of rats. I might get a bit caught up in this whole Skaven thing. Before Warhammer 2 got some decent Skaven units and stuff, I wasn't that into Skaven. I liked them, but I was just always like, yeah, they're alright. Now I'm a bit more ravening Skaven guy because they're just so awesome, and I love Throt. Throt is probably my favourite legendary lord now. Even like I really loved Icket before, but yeah, Throt, he's the man. Even without being a man. Now this is also where you get a bit of a decision. Oh yeah, always take these man thing slaves. They're awesome. You get a bit of a decision here. So next turn, is it next turn? No, it won't be next turn. Turn after. Is where you've got to think about what you want to do. Take that. Tide pox for him. But in the next episode is where I'll talk about that. Where your decisions start dictating a bit more of what you're going to do. So until the next one, hope you've enjoyed this. Hope it's been useful. And in the next episode, we'll continue this and make sure that we get Throt to a nice, powerful position. So I'll see you next time. Please subscribe. Have a good one.